Hello everyone, this is Priyanka. Welcome to my channel Automation with Priyanka. Today in this video, I will be talking about Appium. So in the last session, we just discussed about Appium installation. So far, I have uploaded few videos where you will understand Appium installation, even real device setup with the Appium, right? Today, let's talk about what exactly Appium it is, how we can perform mobile application testing, and let's create, first session for this mobile application testing using desired capabilities. So coming to mobile application testing, guys, it is a process, where you can test any mobile application means application which is developed for any handheld device, that we can test for its functionality, usability, and consistency. Mobile application we are able to test using manual as well as using automation. So manual testing, it is all about where you are going to prepare your manual test cases. But again, coming to automation, it's a very much important task, and even how we can automate any mobile application through the programming, through the script, that part we need to understand. So let's talk about automation testing in this entire sessions. Okay. So coming to the point, how many different types of testings usually we perform on any mobile application? Guys, there are two ways, right, to test any application. One is a software testing, another one is a hardware testing. When it comes to the software testing, you always test the software application which is designed, to perform particular functionality. And we test that application, whether that application is working fine on that device or not, then we can simply call it as software testing for mobile application. But when it comes to the hardware, it's all about device testing. Whenever we test device, including its internal process, or we can say processor, internal hardware, screen size, resolution, space, memory, camera, these kind of features, right? Like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi and all, generally we are able to perform device testing. So software testing is different, where we test that application and its core functionalities. But when it comes to the device testing, concept is totally different. Now the point is, if you ask me how many different types of mobile applications are there, there are three different types of mobile applications available: native application, mobile web applications, and the hybrid application. Guys, native applications are usually created, to run on a single operating system. So we can call it as native, specifically designed to specific platform. Then it is native. Web application, it's all about all the web application which uses, web pages. Basically that relies on the browser, right? Rather than operating system. So through the web application, means through the browser, we can open the web application and we can test it. So those are mobile web application. Even hybrid is a combination of both. Hybrid application which designed to run on several platforms, even several operating systems, right? So it's a combination of native and mobile application. Let me talk one by one what exactly native application means. See, these applications, those are specifically designed for a specific mobile operating system. Such application we call native application. Here you can see that, for Java, generally these are the specific languages we follow to design that application. Like Android application is completely developed using Java language, and iOS application generally we develop using Swift or Objective-C language. And these applications are specifically work for a specific platform. Then such application we can call native application. So again, the one more point I would like to add here, due to outstanding performance of native application, guys, user experience you will get guaranteed. It is quick and very, very faster also. So developing native application might be costly, but yes, performance wise, native application always give you guaranteed result. Okay. So what is the example of native application? See, we are using WhatsApp application, Spotify, right? So these are what native applications only. You can consider whenever for Android application we use, Play Store, right? Play Store is specifically designed for the Android application, and App Store is specifically designed for the iOS application. So what is this? This is called native application. So just remember in short understanding, like okay, or shortcut, like any application designed for a specific platform, that is we can call native application. Coming to mobile web application, what are these? As I told you, every web application required browser to be launched first. So within a browser, we use or we open mobile application. Point to be noted. Now we are talking about mobile web browser, right? So when it comes to the mobile web application, it uses web pages, and basically these pages are rely on specific browser, not on operating system. So any application which opens in mobile device within a browser, we can call it as mobile web application. That can be any link, that can be any mobile, okay, browser based application. You can talk about Facebook, Amazon, right? Or banking sites. We can say Google documentation, right? All these are what? Mobile web applications only. So these web application does not need to download and install on the local machine, right? It can simple, it can, you can access directly from the browser. So these are mobile web applications. Coming to hybrid application. Okay, hybrid is a combination of native as well as mobile web. And that's the reason. Hybrid, the name is hybrid. Although hybrid application are quite slow, guys, okay, than their, equivalent to, okay, we can say native and the mobile web. They function according to the user experience only. But these applications are quite slow. Even when you come to the cost factor, cost of creating hybrid application, it is again lower than creating native application. Okay, development cost for native is okay higher. Native applications are always costly to develop. But yes, when it comes to the hybrid, actually it's a combination of both. That's the reason cost is lower than native application. Coming to web application, development is development for the web application is quite quick, and even it is a least expensive. So cost wise, native will be always costly. But yes, what exactly hybrid it is, how exactly we are able to use hybrid application. So just have a look. In hybrid application, okay, these apps run in a full screen browser, and technically we called it as web view. Okay, so we have a spatial container, we can say, and in within that container, okay, we are able to open our application or we are able to execute our application, and that spatial container is called web view, right? So native application, or it's a combination of mobile web, and that is called hybrid, and it actually we develop using these programming languages. So HTML, CSS, JavaScript are the most popular languages through which we are able to design the hybrid application. So point to be noted, hybrid is a combination of native as well as mobile web. Hybrid is quite, we can say performance wise quite slow, but yes, cost wise, it is lower cost. Okay, it has a lower cost than the native application. And what are the examples? See, nowadays, all the applications are mostly hybrid, like Instagram, Gmail, Twitter, Swiggy, Zomato, Uber. All these applications we can talk about or we can consider under hybrid application. So remember, there are three different types of mobile application available. Native, we can say mobile web, and the third one is we can say hybrid, which actually run within a web view. Okay. Coming to tests conducted for mobile application. What kind of testing we are able to do? Absolutely, guys. For mobile application, we can do functional testing, we can do performance testing, security testing, usability, in fact, user interface, compatibility, configuration, and even installation testing. All these testings we are able to do on the mobile application, right? So either the application is a native, hybrid, or mobile web, but all these different types of testing you are able to do on the mobile application. Coming to the challenges, whenever we test any mobile application, these are the common challenges you might face during the testing, like different ranges of mobile devices, even wide variety of devices for testing. Somewhere we need to test our application on different operating system, different versions of operating system, right? even different network operators. And even what about for frequent update? So how you guys are going to test your application for these kind of challenges? So if there are variety of platforms available and I would like to test my application on every platform as per the requirement. Let's say if it is Android, my application should work on each and every platform or each and every version of Android. How exactly we are able to do that? So every time just managing physical device and testing the application on that, it is not possible. In that case, we need to take a help of what? Some virtual devices. So guys, for that we have tool, correct? So how exactly these challenges we are able to overcome? For mobile application, there are different tools available in the market. But the most popular tool which we have, that is Appium. Why Appium and what is Appium? Again, it is important to know. So Appium is one of the very popular, okay, free tool. It's an open source tool for automating any native mobile web and hybrid application. In fact, Appium, it is latest version of Appium is completely based on Selenium latest, okay, we can say version. And that's the reason. Internally, it follows Selenium protocol only. So Appium will help you to test your application for any iOS application, even Android application it support, and any Windows desktop application also. You guys are able to test with the help of Appium. So it's a free tool. It's open source means source code is freely available and you can use it to test your okay mobile applications. Let's understand some feature. So Appium is a cross-platform testing tool like Selenium support multiple platform. Using Selenium, you can able to test your application on Windows platform, on Mac machine, even on we are able to test our application on Linux platform. Similarly, Appium also support multiple platform. In case of mobile application, it support Android, iOS, and Windows platform. Point to be noted. Like a Selenium, as Selenium support multiple programming languages, Appium have same support of programming languages. Using Java, Python, C Sharp, PHP, Ruby, JavaScript, you guys are able to write your automation logic and you can test your mobile application. So Appium is also providing full support of programming, even platform guys. But what are the limitations? Every automation tool, it has its own advantages, even its own limitation. Coming to the Appium, like whenever you wanted to test any iOS application with local Appium server, it needs Mac machine. Without Mac operating system, you will be not able to set up iOS application and you will not able to test any iOS application without Mac. So platform we need compulsory Mac operating system. See, if you wanted to test Android application you can test on any of this platform, right? But for iOS, we need Mac operating system. Even maintaining local Appium machine or we can say server labs, it need large resources. So if you are planning to maintain some lab setup for the Appium, that is generally not possible. It needs large resources. The most limitation or we can say the common limitation is what? You know, for Selenium, you will get lot of documentation, lot of community support, but that is not in the case of Appium guys. So we have a very important point to be understand here that if you talk about documentation of our Appium, you will get very limited support. Even though it is available, sometimes it's very technical. You will not able to understand easily. But yes, document support is also very, very limited. And so it's this tool is actually very popular, very much important to know how we can automate mobile application with the latest version of Appium. Coming to architecture of Appium. So guys, Appium latest version, it is completely based on Selenium latest protocol. If you talk about Selenium, in version 3, okay, we use generally JSON wire protocol. But in latest version, we follow W3C protocol. And that's the reason. In Appium architecture, very first we need Appium client. Now, what is this Appium client? It's all about the client library, okay, in which that particular Appium development is done. So We are using Java language to automate our application. Absolutely. Then here you will able to see Appium client in the form of Java. Okay. So the point is here, if I wanted to automate any application, I will be using a client library for the Java, which is Java client library. Remember. So we have Java client library through which we are able to write our automation script. Correct. Then script goes to the protocol, right? Which protocol we are using for communicating to the server? Guys, technically Appium is developed as a server. So absolutely W3C protocol we are going to use to communicate with the server. So first of all, what is Appium? Appium is actually developed as a Node.js server. So it's a server. You are passing request to the server, then server is connected to that device, and there whatever information you are passing to that server, based on that information server will create the session on that device, and finally you will able to test your app. So here you need to understand the important point is what, how exactly this architecture works. So very first, as I told you, here we need, okay, first of all, Appium client. Who is Appium client? So Appium client is a library through which you are able to write your automation script. So we have Java client library. Okay. We have this Java client library, which we can add into Eclipse. And then you guys are able to create your automation script, right? Okay. But Java client library will help me to what? Actually, it helps us to convert all the Java command into REST API, or we can say into REST API call, where we can pass a request to the server. Why REST API call? Yes, absolutely. How the communication happen in the web? When we talk about a server, server will understand all the instructions if you are passing through the endpoint. Correct? So every Java command get converted in the form of REST request. That request goes to the server. Correct? And then server, which is nothing but Appium server send that request to the device, whatever device you are expecting to automate. So consider this is the Android device, okay? And this is the iOS device. And I just wanted to connect with this iOS device, right? The point to be noticed, for Android application, okay, if that Android device is available, real device, then request goes to the server directly from that real device. And here we are able to test that app. Whatever result is coming, that result, again, you will get back on your Eclipse, right? So through the Eclipse, we are passing our request to the server. That is our Appium server. Remember, every Java command get converted into REST API, and that request goes to the server, right? Then your REST request, whenever server receive, server will create the session, and server will pass that request to the Android device if it is for Android session. But how the server will get to know for which device request is created? Here comes the main part. You will pass a request through the script. Then server will connect the session or create the session with that device. Application will be tested and you will get a result. Correct? Point to be noted. How server will get to know which request it is and for which platform we are creating request. Here comes desired capabilities. Guys, desired capabilities. Capabilities generally we use, okay, to customize our session. So Appium has to understand for which platform this request we have created. So through the desired capabilities, we are going to set certain capabilities, like we have to write what is our platform name, right? What's our platform name? Currently, suppose I'm looking for the platform Android, I have to pass like a key value pair. So platform name, then I will be writing colon, and then I will be writing it's a Android. Correct? It's like a JSON call we are passing. So it's a key value pair. Then I can pass automation name. Now here comes the one more important part. When it comes to the automation name, always remember, in latest Appium version, Appium 2.0, generally for Android, we use a platform UI Automator 2. Okay, UI Automator 2. That's our automation name. And for iOS application, automation framework name is what? XUI test. Okay, XUI test framework. So whenever you are writing automation name for Android, you have to always write UI Automator 2. Clear? So this is what we are writing as a automation name. You can pass some more information to the server. Okay, on that device. Okay, this is the device, then which device it is? You can pass some device name, correct? You can pass some device UDID number also, which is called unique device identification number also. So basically, whenever you set all these desired capabilities, server will get to know how to create a session with that device, in fact, or with which platform and which device. And then server will create a session, app will be tested, and you will see the result. So very first, it is important to know how exactly Appium works internally. As I told you, Appium is we can say it's based on client server architecture and which exposes some REST API, correct? It receive connection from the client, listen command, and every command it will automate or execute on that device. And in response with the HTTP request, okay, you will be able to see result of those commands. Point to be noticed, how exactly this process will begin. So client initiate the session with the server. Generally, we use specific library for that, right? Like a Java client library. And then, okay, everything will be end up with the post session, guys. Generally, to create a session, we use post API call, correct? Here, what happened? Whenever you write a automation script, first of all, script, every Java command will convert it in the form of REST, and that REST API goes to the server. Server will expose some API. I mean, the server will simple create a session using post command with that device. And how it is possible? So here, okay, to start a session, the request, whatever we are passing to the server, it is with the help of JSON object and which is called desired capabilities. So at this point, server will start the automation session, right? And respond with the session ID to that particular, okay, client to just continue further testing or further command. So if anybody asks you what is desired capability, desired capabilities are the set of key value pair like a JSON. Okay, you can say like a map or hash map and send to the Appium server to tell that what kind of automation session they are interested to. Correct? So if I'm interested to test my application on Android, I need to set desired capabilities for Android. If it is for iOS, I need to set desired capabilities for iOS. So technically, Appium is a Node.js server. Okay, it is a server written in Node.js. An Appium client means currently the language which you are using, which is Java. So absolutely, it is a Java client library. So through this client server communication, you are able to pass your request to the device and you are able to automate your application. Now the point, let's understand how to set up our Maven project for Appium, how to create first driver session for Appium using desired capabilities. So what are the desired capabilities? These are like key value pair information, right? So these key value are actually encoded in the form of JSON object, which is sent by Java client, means from Appium client to the Appium server whenever new driver session is requested. So generally this code or through this Appium inspector, right? Generally we are able to understand like which element we are going to locate. So there again, desired capabilities you need to set up, right? So generally desired capabilities will help you to understand how you wanted to test your work, to which device it is to be connected, right? And which app to work with. So these are the key value pair information which we are passing to the server to start our session in a simple language. Okay. So how to do the setup first? Come back to the your okay Eclipse. First create your project for Appium. Suppose guys, I'm just creating one Maven project. Let me come to the project. and there I'm using Maven project. So let me create a simple project. I will be giving a name here, Appium, okay, mobile app testing, and same group ID name. Generally group ID represent organization name, but currently I'm writing both are same. That is perfectly fine for this project. And then you can click on the finish. So group ID, artifact ID you can set up, and here you can see my mobile application testing Maven project is ready. Now very first, in Maven you need to set up the pom.xml file. See, there should be not like any kind of error you should not observe. Okay, pom.xml file whenever you create, here you need to add dependencies. Now guys, first point, which dependency we needed? Is it we need to add Selenium dependency here? Absolutely not. As I told you, Appium latest version, it is internally, okay, allow or internally implemented Selenium protocol only. That's the reason. You don't need to add here any Selenium dependency. Only one single Appium dependency, it is enough. So what I can do, okay, I can just come back to the browser. Let me open here official, we can say website for Maven, which is Maven repository. So I will open MVN repository first. Through the MVN repository, you can search required dependency. For now, I'm searching Java client. When you search for Java client, you will able to see this one, Java client for io.appium. So Java client for Appium mobile web driver. We need this one, right? Come to the site and see the latest dependency available. Always remember, always use latest dependency for Appium. So currently you can see it got released in 21 January, right? To 2025. So I can use it. Click on that. And then you can just capture this dependency, copy it, come back to Eclipse, and then you can paste it here. Use a shortcut key Control Shift O and Control Shift F and just save it. Okay. So generally, whenever you save this particular dependency, setup will be ready. Now, one dependency I have added for Appium. But suppose in this project, I wanted to show you result, okay, with TestNG, like how the test cases got passed, how the test cases got failed, right? So what we can do, we can add here TestNG dependency also. So better I will go back to Maven. Here, I will search for TestNG. Then when you search for TestNG, just add this dependency from org TestNG site. Just click on it. See the latest version. In your machine, you can use latest version, but I have installed TestNG long back ago. So I'm using some older version of TestNG, and that is fine. This is also stable version. So just copy the dependency and add it here inside the dependencies tag. And again, you can use shortcut key Control Shift plus F, right? Make it inline and save it. This is the first step to set up your project. Now, under SRC test Java, see, there are 4 folder structure you will get into Maven. SRC main Java main resources usually followed by the developer. But SRC test Java you can follow. You can prepare your test cases under this. So I'm creating TestNG class. Very first you need to install TestNG Eclipse plugin, right? Then only you will get to know here that TestNG option, and you will able to see these 2 options here, correct? I'm creating first TestNG class, right? So now you can see at this moment it says there is no package available. So better I will create a package first, right click, just create a package. Suppose I'm writing com dot, okay, driver session. Okay, these are what? Driver session or ways to create a Appium driver session. So I'm just going to create a package com.appiumDriver session. Inside this, create a TestNG class. Now see, we are getting source folder, package name, everything. Just update a class name. Suppose I'm writing this is, okay, driver session. Let me write driver session with desired capabilities. So there are multiple ways to create a session. Very first, it is important to know how to create a session using desired capabilities. So I have written the same name. Let me create a class. Inside this class, I will write my test case name, test driver session. Okay. Now please have a look how we can start our session. Very first, what information we need to pass to the server. Very first, we need to pass some device information, platform information to the server. So that is called capabilities. So very first, set the capabilities. Means all the information which is required to pass to that server. Then guys, all these capabilities I will be passing to the server. Means I need server details also. Correct? And then I can create a driver session. Are you getting my point? So what capabilities we need to pass and where this information you will get. In general, we need, okay, very common capabilities. So very first to create the capabilities, what we need, you need to write desired capabilities class object. So this is a class available in Selenium. Okay, desired capabilities. I will say cap. It is equal to new. Let me create a constructor. Desired capabilities. Okay, so just write properly capabilities constructor. So this is the class available in Selenium. Just you can write and import it from Selenium. Please have a look. Desired capabilities you are importing from OpenQA Selenium.remote. Once you import it, right? Now you can set the capability. How? See, you have to just write cap.set. And what the capability you can set? So as I told you, capabilities are always in the form of key value pair. So I will be using a method where I'm passing some key and the value to that particular server. So what is the key and what is the value? That is most important, right? Now for this point, you need to understand whatever capabilities are there and which capabilities are actually supportable for Android application. So guys, if I come to the UI Automator capabilities part, then this is the link. I will be sharing this official GitHub link in the description, which you can go through and check that all required capabilities, its meaning, everything is mentioned here. Okay. So you can see the first one which I need to pass, it is platform name. And what the name you need to write for Android? Absolutely, it is a Android. Here you can see some capabilities are vendor prefix. Vendor prefix means this capability developed and defined by the Appium itself. So it is written in this manner. Appium automation name. And there you can always set your capability value. It is UI Automator 2. So device name, that is okay. We can pass our device name also. So there are many capabilities mentioned, but every capability we don't require. We need only specific capabilities. So let me show you one by one. I will be writing first platform name. Always remember capabilities are very easy to remember as it is camel case format. Platform name. First word, first letter should be small. Second word, first letter should be capital. So what platform name I have to pass? Absolutely, I'm writing Android. And see, it is not a case sensitive. So that is fine. In any format you can write. Okay. So I'm just writing Android in this manner, right? Then what is the second capability to be passed? Cap dot set capability. And again, I'm passing second capability is Appium vendor prefix. So just write Appium automation name. Okay. So I'm writing automation name. And what is automation name for Android? Always remember it's your framework name for Android, which is UI Automator 2. So just write properly UI Automator 2. Third capability which I need to pass, set capability. Again, I'm writing here Appium device name. Okay, so we are going to pass here device name. For that, we need to start our Android Studio where you can start the device. One more capability I would like to show you. Set capability, which is Appium. Somewhere we can pass UDID number. What is this UDID number, guys? UDID, it is all about unique device identification number. This capability I'm talking about. So we can get this device number. Once you start the device, you will get it, and then only you can pass it. So these capabilities I would like to set. Along with this, okay, along with this, we need one capability for our application. So I'm using set capability Appium app. That's a capability key. And here we can pass value. Where is your application? Which application you are testing? That you can able to pass it here. So I will create first my application path. Here I'll say path, and that path basically I will be adding here. Okay. So this is a basic structure I'm trying to show you first. This is how you will set the capability. Now let's talk about these three. Device name, UDID number, and the path. For that, I will first come to my system. Now let me show you how you guys are able to open any Android device and the server. Let me start the server with the command Appium. Okay, here it will start. Open Android Studio also side by side. So if I can go back, let me search for Android Studio properly and just have a look. Now here we are trying to start our server. Okay, this is very important step. Here you will get to know the server address also. And you can see here is the studio. First step within Android Studio, we will we will start our device. Suppose this is the device. I'm going to start it here and just have a look. So I'm using this emulator, right? And within this is my virtual device. Great. And guys, now you can see server is also started. Do not close the server, okay? And always remember, Appium REST HTTP interface listener started on which port? Okay, this is the address. Started on 0.0.0 and port number is 4723, which is very, very important to know, right? What port number Appium has started. Okay, but once you open device, we need device name. Where you will get that device name? Click on that three dots. There you can see show, or you will get this option view details. Just scroll this view details, okay? Scroll up and just have a look. Here you will able to see hw.device.name, this kind of property. And here you can see pixel_5, that's the device name. So basically what I'm trying to show you, this part, okay? Pixel5, you can see this. This is the device name. Where you will get that? When you click on three dots and when you come to the view details, you will able to find it out. Now let me come to this code and let me add. Device name is what? Pixel_5. Okay. How to get that UDID number? For that, you need to open one more command prompt and just search here ADB devices. Correct? See, whenever your devices start attached, then only you will able to see this device number. So let's copy it and then we can come back to our script and we can pass it here. Make sure that there should not be any space, right? So this is my device number which I have added. Okay, but now I want path of my application. So let me add it. What I'm going to do, everyone, in this machine, I have saved the path in C drive. So I will be just using that file. Okay, I'm using this application, API demos application. Where you can add it? You can add it inside the resource, SRC test resource. So just drag and drop this file, copy file in Eclipse, and you can see this is the application. Now if you right click and if you come to the properties, here is your application and this is the full path, right? Where is application? Application is available under SRC test resources and this is your application name. I have just copied it. Now I wanted to add this path in my code. So guys, how we can add it? Currently application is a part of SRC. I will just convert backward slash to forward slash. Okay, see. But this SRC test resources is a part of my project, right? How you can minimize the path then? just use system class. System dot get property. That's a method. And there you can write user dot dir, which is user directory. When you write in this manner, system.getProperty user.dir, you guys are able to set the application path. Always remember, for testing Android application, you will be getting from the developer .apk file, which is an Android package file. And that file, whatever file it is, you can attach like this. So currently I have added all the capabilities, whatever it is required to start the session. But yes, now it is time to understand where we can start the session. What server address we have? So currently from Appium, you will get to know this server address, which is here. I will copy this address. I will come back and I will just write Java class URL. URL, I will create server URL, means it's a new class. Okay, we can say you have to create an object of URL class, which is a part of java.net package. So I'm just creating URL constructor. Within this, I can write my server address. Always remember, current server is not a, we can say it's a local server. So just write HTTP colon // and then you can put your address 0.0.0.0 and the port number 4723. Remember, this is the way you need to set the path. Okay, then I will be importing URL class, okay, from the java.net package. But see the point, as soon as I import it, immediately I will get a exception here, which is a malform URL exception. It's a compile time exception. For now, you can throw it. Okay, it's a malform URL exception. Great. So currently I'm having my Appium server details also. Even I'm having capabilities through which, okay, or through these capabilities, server will start the session. But to create a session, we are going to write AppiumDriver class object. Guys, please have a look. In Selenium WebDriver is an interface. But here in the AppiumDriver is a class. You will be creating, okay, instance of AppiumDriver with the help of Android driver class. Okay, so for Android application testing, we are using Android driver class. And for iOS application testing, you will be using iOS driver class. Here, I will be writing in this manner, AppiumDriver is equal to, and then I will be writing, because specifically we are doing Android automation. So use that base class, Android driver, correct? But the point is, this constructor you have to define. Let me import AppiumDriver first. See, absolutely AppiumDriver we are importing from appium.java client library. And when it comes to the Android driver, when you import it from the same package, it will ask you to define this constructor. Please have a look. So at this moment, you need to pass your capabilities into this Android driver. So guys, very first, I wanted to create a session with this server. So I'm passing server address first to this Android driver. Along with the server address, all the capabilities I have set with the object cap. So I will be passing cap also, right? Now this line is what? This line will actually run your entire script. It will create a session with the Appium server. Appium server read all the capabilities, and then Appium server send that post call and create a session with that device, whatever ID and whatever name you have given. And then once the connection established, again, server will send back one session ID to the client. So let me show you. If I just wanted to print session ID, then I will be writing here driver dot get session ID. Okay. At this moment, when you just type driver dot get session ID, you will get session ID from the server. So guys, this is how we wanted to understand the script, how exactly we can write a logic just to create a session with our device. So what exactly now the script will, how exactly it will run? It will start a session and you need to check the result on your device. So let me show you. This time I will just click on run. So test case I have started, and let's see result on the device. And have some patience. It's a mobile application testing. It will take some time to connect with the device and all. And see, finally I got the result. This is the way we have created first driver session using desired capabilities, okay, for that particular device. And guys, you can notice this is the session ID which I'm getting from the server. If you can see the server, this is the result you are getting. See, it is a post session. So we are getting 200, which is a successful response code from that particular server. So while understanding the topic, understand step-by-step process, do setup, try this first test case where you are able to create a session with your device or not. If the setup is already done, this is how you can start your first session. So this is the first way. In the next session, I will be covering how to create a session using UI Automator options class, which is a ready-made class available in this latest version of Appium. So using UI Automator to options class, also we are able to create the session. And then we will talk about locator strategies in Appium. So please one by one follow the step and try this process. If you face any challenge, okay, you can just tell or you can just come to me. Thank you so much everyone for watching this video. I hope you understood how exactly you can create a session on this device. And that's all for the day. Thank you so much for attending the session.